Welcome to the August 4th, 2025 meeting of the Lower Merion Board of Commissioners. We have 3 meetings this evening. We have a Police Committee meeting, a Finance Committee meeting, and a Board of Commissioners meeting. Before we start, please silence your cell phones. There's amplifying equipment available for those who are having difficulty hearing. This room is also equipped with telecoil technology. And later in the meeting, when the floor is open for public comment, the practice of this board is to first take comment from those of you who are present in the room. We ask that you use this podium to your left. We will then turn to comment from those who are attending online. We ask that you introduce yourself before making your comments, and also just recognize that the board doesn't respond to comments immediately. We wait till we hear all comments, and then we will have the opportunity to respond. So with that, let's start with the first committee meeting for this evening. It's the Police Committee. I recognize its chair, Vice President Kramer.
Thank you, President Sinai. We have 2 items on our agenda tonight, which will both be referred to tonight's board meeting for final action. The first is an authorization of police promotions, and I'll make a motion to recommend to the Board of Commissioners authorizing the promotion of Michael Keenan to Lieutenant and John Yushevitz and Josephine Murray to Sergeant from the lists of candidates certified by the Civil Service Commission as recommended by the Superintendent of Police. Do I have a second? Thank you, Commissioner Stevenson, and I will turn things over to Superintendent Block for more.
Good evening. Thank you, Vice President Kramer. Before this evening with the 3 recommendations, just to provide some background about Sergeant Michael Keenan. He has been with the police department since March of 2003. His first 3 years here, he served in a civilian capacity working in our communications center. In August of 2006, he enlisted within the police department, was hired and assigned to the operations division as a patrol officer. On June 4th of 2012, he was promoted to the rank of sergeant, remained in the patrol division, and after 5 years in that position, he was reassigned to the rank of detective sergeant in our investigations unit. He currently holds a Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy from Catholic University and a Master's of Science degree in Criminal Justice from St. Joe's University. So that would be my recommendation to the committee, that Sergeant Keenan be promoted to the position of lieutenant as a result of that position being vacant, and it has been for some time.
Thank you. We'll now turn to public comment. If anyone has public comment, please come to this podium over here. All right. Anybody online?
They'll test their name.
Okay. Any commissioner comment questions? President Sinai.
I'm just going to say this now, and it goes for all 3 people that we have this evening, which is we are incredibly fortunate in this township to have such a deep and talented pool of officers in the Lower Merion Police Department. And they can't all get promoted. But we're fortunate to just have these tonight that we are able to promote, and then others will get promoted later. We heard their qualifications earlier. They're all like a tremendously successful and talented group, individuals. Delight to support it.
Indeed. Yeah, I would just like to congratulate them all, and they're fine choices, and I appreciate your leadership. So with that, we will have a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Wait.
Oh, did you have your hand up? I'm sorry.
I just noticed they were going to stop.
You noticed what?
I think they want to continue.
Yeah, do you want to do the sergeants first, or
You
we
may-
do
Oh
one
yeah,
at a
I'm
time?
sorry.
You made one big
No,
motion.
forget it. We'll do
Okay. Yeah.
You're just so excited.
I am. I'm pumped. Yeah.
It's an exciting evening for the police department, it really is.
Yeah.
So for the position of sergeants, we currently have 2 positions open within the police department. One being sergeant resigned from the police department to accept other employment back in June of this year. And as a result of Sergeant Keenan being promoted to lieutenant, it would open up a second sergeant's position. So as a result of that, the recommendation is for Officer John Yushevitz, who has been a 16-year veteran with the police department. He enlisted with the police department on May 28th, 2009. He was assigned to the operations division as a patrol officer. He's currently assigned as a platoon investigator with Platoon 1. He's also trained in advanced CIS, as well as being a field training officer and a first aid CPR instructor. He's also the department liaison with our county MERT team, our major incident response team. And currently he has an associate's degree from the Medical College of Philadelphia at Hahnemann University. So I would make that recommendation that he be promoted to sergeant. And our other candidate for sergeant is Officer Josephine Murray. She's been with the police department for 12 years. And she enlisted on January 31st, 2013. She was assigned to the Operations Division, and she's currently assigned as a platoon investigator in platoon number 4. She was also assigned during her career to the Staff and Inspections Unit from May 16th to August 2019 as our Community Resource Officer. She's trained in advanced crisis intervention. She's certified for our Communications Center and also as our Bike Patrol Officer. She currently has a Bachelor of Science degree in Criminal Justice from Strayer University, and she's currently working on her MBA in Organizational Management at Eastern University. So I'd like to recommend Officer Josephine Murray for the position of sergeant as well.
Thank you. Any comment from those in the room? All right, and nobody online? We'll
No
do.
one has their hand raised. We do have people online.
Okay, thank you. All right, let's do this again. Any comment from commissioners? Ditto? From before?
Yeah, I said
Yeah.
everything I need to say. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, all in favor? None opposed? No abstentions? Madam Secretary, that passes unanimously. Thank you.
I would just like
All
to
right.
take a moment just to thank the board for all the support they have for the police department and what we're doing right now. We're doing some incredible things, and I thank you for your support.
Thank you. All right. Our second item is are some reappointments to the Civil Service Commission. So I will make a motion to recommend to the Board of Commissioners the following retroactive reappointments to the Civil Service Commission for 6-year terms. Matthew Peskin, such term to expire April 2031, and Christine Dixon Anderson, such term to expire June 2031. Do I have a second? Thank you, Commissioner Whalen. Anybody for public comment? Anybody with their hand raised?
No one has their hand raised.
Any commissioner question or comment? All right, all in favor? None opposed? No abstentions? Madam Secretary, that passes unanimously. And President Sinai, that concludes our business for the Police Committee this evening.
Well, thank you very much, Vice President Kramer. Our next committee this evening is the Finance Committee. I recognize its Vice Chair, Commissioner Whalen.
Thank you, President Stein. We have one item on the agenda this evening for the approval of allocation for Ardmore Fire Company floor repairs. And I will make a motion to recommend to the Board of Commissioners for this evening the approval of an allocation from the Capital Fund in the amount of $59,300 for the BRYN Fire Company floor repairs. Do I have a second? Thank you, Commissioner Woodring. I will ask first if anyone from the public has any statements? Nothing? Nothing online? Do any commissioners have any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor, raise your hand. Jody, that passes unanimously. And with that, President Sinai, the fastest I've ever done any committee meeting. We are done.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Whalen. So with that, we're going to turn to the Board of Commissioners meeting for this evening. Call to order with the August 4th, 2025 meeting of the Board of Commissioners of the Township of Lower Merion. Please come to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Secretary, will you please call the roll?
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Bernheim, Mr. Gavrin, Mr. Grimes, Dr. Rossman, and Mr. Zeloff have asked to be excused. And Mr. Courtney was on Zoom, but I don't see him right now. Mr. Churchill. Oh, there he is. Mr. Courtney.
Present.
Ms. Epstein.
Here.
Ms. S. Kramer.
Here.
Ms. G. Kramer.
Here.
Mr. Stevenson.
Present.
Mr. Whalen.
Here.
Mr. Woodring.
Here.
Mr. Sinai.
Here.
Mr. President, we do have a quorum.
Glad to hear it, Madam Secretary. A few announcements. The board met in executive session earlier this evening regarding the following matters: police promotions, litigation over sewer easement, and litigation regarding real estate taxes and other various complaints. National Night Out will be held on Tuesday, August 5th, 2025 from 6 until 9 p.m. in the parking lot of the Wynwood Shopping Center. The Board of Commissioners will be in recess from August 5th, 2025 until September 3rd, 2025. What that means is we have no more evening meetings until September, but we will, of course, be conducting the business of the township. Monday, September 1st, 2025, Labor Day is a legal holiday. The Township Administration Building and libraries will be closed, and there will be no refuse or recycling collection that day. And then the next meeting that this Board of Commissioners has is a budget workshop on Wednesday, September 3rd, 2025 at 6 p.m. And that will be held in this room. With that, we're going to turn to public privilege of the floor. This is the section of our meeting where members of the public may address the board on any non-agenda items. We will give you the opportunity to address the board on agenda items later. We're going to start with non-agenda items or any other public matters in which the township has jurisdiction or authority. If you're in the room, we're going to ask that you use this podium. Please state your name prior to addressing the board. Say briefly where in the township you live. And they're going to ask that you keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. The township secretary has a clock over there that counts down. That helps. It will beep at the end. And we ask that you respect that time limit. We will turn to people who are attending virtually after we start with people who are in the room. So does anyone in the room wish to take advantage of public privilege? Please come forward.
Good evening. My name is Craig Allender. My family and I live in Marion Station. In June, I spoke to this group about street trees, but apparently my 3-minute presentation was not straightforward, so tonight I'll try to clarify. First of all, I'm talking about street trees, also known as shade or right-of-way trees. I'm not addressing park trees or private property trees. The 4 take-home messages are, number 1, township street tree canopy is decreasing. Number 2, desire for street trees is higher than what you, the board, have been told. 3, the township is not meeting the significant demand for street trees. And 4, the solution is simple. Plant more trees. Number 1, tree canopy is decreasing. The township removes and plants about 200 street trees a year. So there's a 1-to-1 replacement ratio. In terms of tree number, there's an equilibrium, but not so for canopy. In general, when a street tree is removed, it's a tall tree with a large canopy, while its replacement is a short tree with a small canopy. So when a small canopy tree replaces a large canopy tree, canopy declines. Bartlett suggests that 600 newly planted trees are required to gain equivalent ecologic benefit of the 200 removed. 600 small trees are needed to replace 200 large trees to maintain canopy and other ecologic benefit. Number 2 and 3, desire for street trees is higher than you've been told, and the township is not meeting that significant demand. The board has been told over and over that there is little demand for street trees, leading to a dearth of planting sites. So even though the township wants to plant more trees, there's just no opportunity to do so. I've been told the same thing. If desire is judged by the number of requests, it is correct to conclude that demand is low. In a township with 24,000 households, the annual number of requests, about 200, is paltry. But to judge street tree demand from the number of requests is misleading. Most property owners don't even know that the township has a street tree planting and maintenance program, let alone that they can apply for a tree. So counting requests is a poor means of assessing demand, given that so few know about the option of requesting a tree. Based on my experience at Berkeley Road, where I live, there is considerable undiscovered desire. The only valid way to assess demand is to ask property owners directly. Unfortunately, the township is not doing that. If the township wants to meet the demand for street trees and maintain street tree canopy,
3 minutes.
okay, I'll finish up.
Just ask you to wrap it up.
It will need to contact individual property owners directly to promote shade tree planting. As I said, the solution is to plant more trees. The good news is that the township has the resources to do so, the expertise, the experience, the capital, and the organization to uncover the appeal of shade trees and meet resident demand. So the most important message is plant more trees.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else in the room wish to take advantage of public privilege? If you're here for an agenda item, that's later. So this is for non-agenda items, something that we're not discussing tonight on the agenda or consent calendar. Okay. Jody, anyone online?
No one has their hands.
Okay. Does any of my colleagues wish to respond to public privilege? Commissioner Churchill.
Thank you very much. I hear you about the trees. I guess this spring, I was worried about a statistic from our arborists that said over the past decade that we lost about 10% of our canopy. That was the bad news. The good news is that I guess since post-COVID, that this decline has only been about 1%, which I looked upon as good news. I do understand that I think many people do not know that trees are available for the asking. I haven't in the past couple of months, but in most of my newsletters that I send out to Wynn and Wynwood, that I encourage neighbors that if they want trees, that give them the proper phone numbers. And I guess lastly, when I was talking with Parks and Recreation, I said last year, if you have any extra trees, the Pinwin Park will be happy to accommodate them. And that's how we got 3 new trees. But I think that there is a communication question, but also there is resistance from neighbors that once a tree has fallen, do they want a replacement? And the answer we've been told is no. A majority do not wish that. We're just talking about communication, and I would be more than happy to work with you and with any other groups that I'm for trees. I would love to appropriate more than 200 trees a year to increase our canopy. So thank you very much for bringing this again to our attention, and I look forward to working with all neighbors that want trees.
Can I address?
You cannot. So that's not how this works. You make your comment and you have to. But thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Churchill. Any other commissioners wish to respond to public privilege? Okay, I'll jump in. I think it's more than communication. I think it's encouragement that's needed. And we need to, the trees in the township have a benefit beyond the properties in which they are situated. And so it takes encouragement to get people to adopt trees, even if they don't, they only incidentally want them or don't care or they're neutral. And that takes a plan, it takes prioritization, it takes figuring out where the trees should go. And that planning exercise is something that the township is engaging in. And then I think the second thing is it is not simply a replacement of canopy that disappears today with sufficient canopy to replace it today. It is a canopy management program that recognizes that trees have a lifespan of decades, and you don't want to have a bunch of trees disappear to have a cohort of trees that replace it that will all die at the same time. You want to be intentional about how you're going to sort of manage the canopy over time. And again, that takes planning. And so that is something that I know the township is working on, and I hope that we will make significant progress on it. Okay. So with that, we're going to turn to public comment. This is a section of our meeting where members of the public may address the board on any agenda items. All comments on agenda items, including the ordinance being considered for adoption later in the meeting, should be made at this time. Again, we have this 3-minute time limit that we're going to ask that you respect. Does anyone?
I just want to point out, That's a mistake. I made a mistake on your notes. There are no ordinances being adopted tonight.
That's right. So we
Sorry.
have a approval of,
Right.
but they are not
Authorization to
ordinance
advertise.
adoption. So,
Yes. Sorry about that.
but if anyone has public comment on the certificate of appropriateness for 29 West Lancaster or 15 to 17 West Lancaster, this is the time to speak to that, not when we address it later. Sir, please introduce yourself and, yeah.
Roundies, Winwood. My comment is on one of the authorization items. Okay. I'm here to state my opposition to the moderate income housing proposal because the fact is that there are only 12 affected properties in LDR 3, 9 township-owned and 3 privately owned, only one of which is ready for development, 713 Sussex Road, the Knox home. I live behind the Knox home. The Knox home is a Class 1 historic resource. Presently, its windows are boarded up on 3 sides except for the east side, where several open windows expose the property to the elements and further deterioration. Next, expect the owners to declare that the property can no longer be preserved and must be demolished. So here we go again. Now an incentive to build up to 18 units to provide moderate income housing. Do you really think the moderate income housing will not negatively impact property values when homes nearby routinely sell for $1 million? We pay exorbitant property taxes to the Lower Merion School District with the only solace that our property values in this township will continue to increase because of the desire to live here. Why is the Board of Commissioners ready to put their thumb on the scale to downgrade property values in single-family neighborhoods where people have worked hard to purchase their homes? There is no need to invent this overlay scheme in the zoning code when the only beneficiary is a developer who can cram more units onto a parcel of land. So end this scheme tonight by not voting on a public hearing for this proposal and save taxpayer property values.
So anyone else in the room wish to take advantage of public comment? Seeing none. Jody, anyone online want to take advantage of public comment?
No one has their hand raised on.
Okay. Does any fellow board members wish to respond to public comment? Okay. Thank you. Thank you for everyone who spoke tonight. We're going to move to the consent calendars on pages 4 through 26 of your agenda. Would anyone like to remove any item from the consent calendar? Okay. I'm going to move that we approve the consent calendar as presented, and including the items from the Police Committee and Finance Committee meetings held earlier in the evening. Do I have a second? Thank you, Vice President Kramer. Any discussion? Okay, the consent, there should not be. All right, so Madam Secretary, the roll call vote.
For the adoption of the consent calendar, Mr. Churchill.
Yes.
Mr. Courtney.
Yes.
Ms. Epstein.
Yes.
Ms. S. Kramer.
Yes.
Ms. G. Kramer.
Yes.
Mr. Stevenson.
Aye.
Mr. Whalen.
Yes.
Mr. Woodring.
Yes.
Mr. Sinai.
Yes.
The consent calendar is duly adopted.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. The next item on our agenda is the approval of certificate of appropriateness for 29 West Lancaster Avenue in the Ardmore Commercial Historic District. 2515 is on page 27 of your packet. I'm going to move that we approve a certificate of appropriateness as recommended by the Building and Planning Committee at their meeting held on July 30th, 2025, for the completion of the unapproved painting of brick facades, citing Secretary of the Interior Standards 7 and 9, subject to the electrical conduit being painted to match and that holes in the masonry be patched. Do I have a second? Thank you, Commissioner Kramer. Any commissioner questions, comments? We did discuss this at length a few days ago. Okay, seeing none. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? Abstentions? That carries, we lost someone.
Commissioner Churchill.
Commissioner Churchill. And I missed Commissioner Courtney's vote. Sorry. Okay, so that carries 6-1, right? Okay, thank you. The next item on our agenda is the approval of certificate of appropriateness, 1517 West Lancaster Avenue, the Ardmore Commercial Historic District, 2520. That's on page 36 of your packet. So I'm going to move that we approve a certificate of appropriateness as recommended by the Building and Planning Committee at their meeting held on July 30th, 2025, to renovate the Ardmore Art Alley between two commercial buildings, including brick repointing, repainting brick up to the first floor windowsill, adherence of interchangeable canvas murals, and installation of hardware to mount string lights, with a subcommittee of the Historical Commission to provide feedback on the removal of existing paint above the first floor windowsill. Do I have a second? Thank you, Commissioner Kramer. Any questions or comments? Again, for those who are watching, this was something that we discussed at length in committee last Wednesday. Okay, so seeing none, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Opposed? Abstentions? So Madam Secretary, that carries 7-0. Believe it or not.
It's really 8-0.
8-0? Where did Commissioner Churchill? What? Oh, sorry, Courtney makes it 8. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you for correcting that. The previous one was one higher yes than what I had said because
Oh, right. Yes.
because Commissioner Courtney makes 9. Thank you very much, Commissioner Kramer. So the good news is that is the last thing I have to mess up this evening. We are on to unfinished business. Is there any unfinished business to come before the board? Is there any new business to come before the board? Seeing none, we are hereby adjourned. I will see you in September.